Hello everyone and welcome back to Invincible Guarding the Globe. Today I will be doing a review on the newest hero in the game, Tech Jacket. So if you do enjoy this video and it does help you, then please leave a like on the video and subscribe for more. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So Tech Jacket is the latest hero to the game. She is in the faction Earth's Defenders and she is an attacker. She has some great tags. She has the tags Armed, Human, Cecil's Secrets, which I'm a little bit confused about, but maybe it's a more comic thing because in the show she didn't really interact with Cecil. Last line of defense, coalition of planets, ranged, and flying. So yeah, some interesting tags there. She obviously looks like she pairs well with coalition of planets, last line of defense. Those are probably the main sort of tags to interact with other heroes with, and the only thing obviously is that she's got the human tag, which means she won't do very well against high level Anissas, but she is looking to be very strong, and that is mainly due to her skills. So if we have a look at her skills here, I'll be looking at them at level 10 and 15 because that will be sort of an indication of what her maximum potential is. So at level 10, her main ability, Tech Jacket, flies into the air, becoming untargetable and unleashes a devastating laser beam at all enemies on the battlefield, dealing 220% of her energy attack as damage. Each enemy hit has a 70% chance of being stunned for 2 seconds. Now, this targets all the enemies on the battlefield, so she'll be doing damage to everyone, and she becomes untargetable, which will take her out of the fight. So this is actually a very strong ability by the looks of it. Cooldown of 23 seconds is a little bit long, but does look very strong just for the amount of damage, and also the high chance for stun is great. If we also have a look at level 15, it goes up to 250% of her energy attack as damage, and 75% chance of the enemies being stunned, and a slight cooldown reduction down to 22 seconds. So very strong main ability. It looks like a good amount of damage. The stun is nice, and also targeting all enemies whilst being untargetable herself is fantastic. So yeah, looks like a very strong ability, and it is also improved upon with some of her other abilities, which we'll actually look at now. So her second ability here, her passive, if we have a look at level 10, Tech Jacket increases her own energy attack and that of all allies by 9.5% for each coalition of planets member on the team, excluding herself. Additionally, when facing invaders, Tech Jacket reduces the cooldown of all allies' abilities by 25%. If we have a look then at level 15, she increases her own energy attack and that of all of her allies by 12% for each coalition of planets member in the team, excluding herself. Additionally, when facing invaders, again, she reduces the cooldown of all allies' abilities by 30%. Now, this is huge. Firstly, obviously, the main part of it is the coalition of planets teammates energy attack boost, which obviously directly boosts her first ability, which uses energy attack to deal damage. A boost to that is great, and it's also for each coalition of planets member. Now it says excluding herself, so she does increase her own energy attack and that of all allies on the team, basically, but it is only triggered for each coalition of planets teammate. So if you have Alan, for example, that's 12%. If you have Battle Beast, that's 24%, and so on. And that will apply to herself and all allies, but if it's just herself, then this won't trigger, if that makes sense. And then in facing invaders, which are some of the strongest heroes in the game, especially the Viltrumites, as you can see here, Anissa, Universa, Conquest, Thrag, Nolan, some very, very strong heroes which you'll probably be running into a lot of the time. When facing them, the cooldown reduction at level 15, 30%, and even the 25% at level 10 is insanely powerful. That is a cooldown reduction of all of her allies' main abilities. So for example, her secret weapon one here. Just as a comparison, Invincible also has something very similar, and his cooldown at level 10 is only 10%, and then it's only up to 15% at level 15. cooldown reduction. So yeah, 25 and 30% is huge, and will basically, if it's at level 15, reduce the main abilities by almost a third of the time, which is fantastic. Third ability here suits Safeguard at level 10. When Tech Jacket's HP health drops below 50%, the suit restores 75% of her max HP over 60 seconds and grants a bounce back shield equal to 10% of her max HP for 7 seconds. And if you have a look at level 10, again, it's once her HP drops below 50%. This time she restores 100% of her max HP, again over 60 seconds, and again gets the shield, this time equal to 13% of her max HP for 8 seconds. Now, this is pretty good. It's basically like a slow heal once her HP drops below 50%. 100% of her max HP basically means her health, including any gear, artifacts, any like boosts, anything like this, which is really good. So it's not just her base health, it's her maximum health. But the only thing is it's over 60 seconds, which is a long time, so it's like a slow gradual healing, so it won't be a quick burst. But for example, when she's out of the fight with her main ability or anything else, then or she's being untargeted, then she'll basically be healing up slowly over time, which is very good. And also the shield for 8 seconds, bouncing back enemies damage is also very good. So yeah, a great third ability there. The fourth ability, Laser Blitz, is very cool. Having a look at level 10, every 10 seconds, Tech Jacket dashes behind the furthest enemy and strikes with a rapid punch combo, dealing 290% of her attack as damage and knocking the enemy back with the final hit. She then sweeps her laser across all enemies, dealing 130% of her energy attack as damage, pushing them and reducing their defense by 10% for 5 seconds. If we get this up to level 15, again it's every 10 seconds. This time she deals 350% of her attack to the enemy she attacks. Then with the lasers across all enemies, it's then 150% of her energy attack as damage, again pushing them and reducing their defense by 30% for 6 seconds. Now, this is very good, and it's quite similar to her main ability, where this time she does target a single enemy, the furthest enemy in this case, dealing a nice amount of damage every 10 seconds as well. As a very quick cooldown. Knocking them back is nice as well. And then again, like the main ability, she deals damage to all enemies on the battlefield, dealing again energy attack as damage, which is great because if you power up again the passive, that then boosts the first main ability and the final ability here, Laser Blitz. And then dealing damage to all enemies and pushing them and reducing their defense by 30% for 6 seconds. 30% is a large amount, so all enemies, when this is triggered, will lose their defense, will have a decrease in defense by 30% over 6 seconds, which is crazy. Now, there's something else that's interesting about this, is with the first enemy she attacks and all enemies as well after that, she does actually push them, which means she weirdly pairs well with Anissa, with Anissa's ability Blast Through. Whenever an enemy is pushed, she'll basically dash towards them and deal a huge amount of damage. So weirdly, this does pair well with Anissa. Again, a lot of people probably have Anissa powered up, and if you don't, you probably should, because she is very strong, mainly for the Blast Through ability and the passive, which reduces humans defense. But yeah, again, a great attack with damage. Every 10 seconds is a low cooldown as well. It means she'll be, moving around the battlefield and won't get pinned down and cornered and killed quickly. So again, if she has, her HP below 50% and then is getting the healing, this allows her to move around and, heal up without being attacked. So yeah, her kit is very good. Obviously, she's just come out, so it's hard to tell, if she'll be meta or not. I have seen a few people already in Arena with high-level tech jackets, which is quite insane to see. Can't see any here. But yeah, I'll just do a little bit of gameplay with her now. But yeah, she does look pretty sweet, actually. And she works definitely well with Coalition of Planets allies and potentially Anissa with the pushes. So yeah, that's Tech Jacket. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys have been recruiting her, if you've managed to level her up, if you think she's worth it. The only thing is she obviously does have that human tag, so playing against Anissa, she'll lose out. But yeah, she looks pretty strong, a sort of mix of ranged and, oh, there's her main ability, it's pretty cool actually. Ranged and melee. Obviously this is a bit of a tough demonstration simply because she is a ranged character, so fighting against these Ultramites straight up close isn't the best example of her. But I'll actually bring up a little match here. We'll just put her with a last line of we'll put her with one of her teammates. We'll put her with Battle Beast. And just see how they get on here, just so you can kind of see how she works at range. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you think about her. If you've had some good luck recruiting her. I've got her up to the level of Epic. I'm hoping to get her up to Epic Plus at least. Again, going into this event, didn't have too many gems. But yeah, she does look pretty cool. And yeah, I appreciate all the support in the previous events and videos. It's been amazing. And yeah, if you did enjoy this video today and it's did help you, then please leave a like on the video, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more. So yeah, cheers and see you in the next one.